Welcome back. Welcome home to another episode of the Finprov podcast. I'm your host, as always, Finton Spaghetti Arms Smith. Look, it's been quite prominent. I even saw examples of it today. Something that really boils my turkey. Not even boils. It doesn't boil my turkey, but it does marinate it. No. What it does to my turkey is it serves it. You go, what serves the turkey? What could that possibly mean? Serving a turkey? Well, it's weird, it's unnecessary, and it doesn't make sense. Because if you have chicken, why would you go for turkey? Because turkey is just like a poor man's chicken. And now it might be more expensive, I don't know. But it's a poor man's chicken. You got chicken. The best meat in the planet. The best meat on earth. Chicken. You got chicken. Why would you get it? You get its dirty homeless cousin. Its country cousin. Full disclosure, I was going to do a turkey noise, and then 0.3 seconds in, I realized very quickly I do not have the skills. I also don't really know what a turkey sounds like. So, 1 point to abortion. Anyway, what I'm talking about, of course, I'm sure you've already guessed. Yeah, that's right. Americans doing Aussie gambling ads. Let's all sing it together. What is the point? Ba-da-da-da-dun-dun. What's the point? New segment. That's it. Finprov, unscripted. New segment. Hopefully I get another point for making a song. But the point, the segment is called "What's the Point?" What's the point? I've got no idea. Are you a circle or are you a square? Not a square because they have points. You're a circle because you got no points. What's a circle? You're a circle, but you're also Americans doing Aussie gambling ads. Work in progress. Let me know how you think. What you think. Anyway. The most prominent at the moment, I mean, it all started back a few years ago. Now, I don't know what company it was for, and I don't know if they're still around, but you remember when Samuel L. Jackson? Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. Say what again? I dare you! I double dare you! Samuel L. Jackson. I'm sick of these goddamn snakes on this goddamn plane. Samuel L. Jackson. I'm angry in every movie I ever been in. I know it's typecasting, but I love it. Samuel L. Jackson. Sure, we're all familiar with him. Anyway, it started with him, and he was doing these ads, and it's like, say what again? I won't be saying what again to Friday Night Football with the Rabbitohs. Stuff like that. It's clearly, I mean, it's just a cash grab. They clearly don't know anything about Australian sports or the market or the culture, but they come in as like this American, hero, this god. Like, what? Samuel L. Jackson? He's telling me to waste my money? Oh shit, say what again? I'll do it. I don't get it. Worst, then after him, you had Shaq. Hey, that's another recent one. Shaq with PointsBet. PointsBet. What's the points bet? I don't get it. You have him, and a direct quote, actually. I just backed the one dogs at Dapto. That's very cool, Shaq, but that's not making me want to gamble. You just standing there grooming a dog with your phone in one hand going, I just bet the one dog at Dapto. Is that meant to make me go, wow, well, because he can do it grooming a dog while holding, because he's big, he's got big hands. Wow, he can do everything with one. What's the point, Shaquille? What's the point? You're not selling it to me. Another direct quote. I never miss having a bet on Friday Night Footy. Name one team. Do you even know what the code is? What's the code, Shaquille? What's the code? I put my bet on the Pies. What comes before pies? Because it's not meat, Shaquille. The worst, though, the most obnoxious, the most blatantly... This one, I kind of give them credit on the front though that they didn't even bother with this. Like they didn't even bother actually marketing the sports. Like they didn't waste their time. They went, no, we're just gonna get straight to the point. He's American. He's famous. So he's telling you to bet. So you're gonna do it. That's of course Marky Mark, Mr. Wahlberg himself with Ladbroke. Their whole thing is, we're gonna Ladbroke it. Okay. Losing money? Ladbroke it. What does that mean, of course? Ladbroken, it means double down and lose more. Go hard or go home. Lose your entire life savings because Mark Wahlberg is flying a CGI rocket ship with glasses on and I think he has a silver leather jacket. He's saying Ladbroke it. He's saying, I don't care what you do, Ladbroke it. I mean, at least they didn't even bother attempting to pretend like Mark Wahlberg watches Friday Night Footy or bets on the dogs at Dapto. So I give them points there. But I don't get it. I mean, I don't understand gambling to start with, to be honest. And that's, of course, because I had quite a traumatic experience when I was a child. When I was a boy, I was just 8. For my 9th birthday, we were in Ireland. My homeland, my mother country. And for my 9th birthday, we went to an amusement park. And there was no one there, it was just us. And they had rides and arcade games. And you would think it's a little boy's dream. I mean, it can't get better. But then sitting right in the middle of it, sitting right in the middle of it was just a big circle pot thing, and it was just filled with coins. It was just coins, and you put a coin in, and it gets to the pile, and the things push it in, and you hope that they fall out. It's like a claw machine, but for coins, and I wasted all my allowance. Yeah, all of it. Yeah, just the high. You put the coin in, but you're not getting chocolates. You're putting it in, it's pushing, and you're just like, oh. There's so many coins on the edge, so I'm just going to put another $1 in. If I just put one more $1 in, it's going to come out. Newsflash, I got nothing. And then I had no money to play any games. So at 9 years old, I learned quickly and unfortunately quite effectively the gambling, you never come out on top. Because you win a little and then you're inclined to win big and you never come out on top. You don't see that in Ladbrokes though. The other thing with gambling companies, I don't understand. It's all about mateship. Well, I don't really understand that, but whatever. The other thing is like, just that token, gamble responsibly. Well, Mark Wahlberg is telling me to Ladbroke it, so you can't then tell me to gamble responsibly. It doesn't fit. Shaquille O'Neal is telling me to bet one on the dogs at Dapto. I cannot do that responsibly because I'm so amped up because he did it with one hand while massaging a dog. He was fixing my car and he told me he doesn't miss Friday Night Footy, so I have to gamble irresponsibly. What's the point? Another thing more prevalent, well, not as prevalent, but I guess it makes sense right now. If you're in Australia. Well, you know what? Come to think of it, it's actually quite universal. Again, what am I talking about? Of course, we all guessed it. 1, 2, 3, the weather. The weather. And the weather could easily be what's the point? Because being, like, recording the weather, or being a weatherman or weatherwoman, a weather person, trying to be politically correct, point for me. Anyway, as a weather person, or just, like, I assume there's a lot involved, you know. I assume you got to do a lot of studying. It's not as easy. I mean, it's probably all automated anyway. Just a tower blows and that sends a recording straight to a thing and it changes. But it seems like it goddamn changes all the time. And then you get those days where your whole day is ruined because you're looking at your thing and it's saying, well, it says right now there's a 60% chance it's going to thunderstorm in an hour. So I wouldn't want to go for a walk now because I don't want to get caught in a thunderstorm. And then the hour passes and it's been 28 degrees and sunny the whole time. And you're like, well, shit, should I go out now? And then you go out and it starts raining. Because you've looked at it and before you went, it said, oh, it's not going to rain. It's cleared up. So you're like, okay, so I didn't go because it was going to storm. And then an hour later, it doesn't storm. Then you tell me, oh, Bob's your uncle. You're fine to go now. Sweet. Thank you very much. Then you go out, and then an hour later, it says, oh, actually, it's going to storm now, and it's going to hail now and damage your car. And then you're like, oh, fantastic, thank you very much. You didn't waste my time. You didn't misinform me, because you look back now and it goes, oh, no, it says it's going to storm now. I don't get it. Again, I know there's obviously so much that goes into it, but it seems, from outside looking in, kind of an easy job, because you sort of just go, I'm going to say it's going to be sunny today. Yeah, look, let's get some bets around the table, lads. Greg, Sonny, Norman. Ooh, you think windy? Okay, Deborah? Ooh, Deborah. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Fantastic movie, but not the point, Deborah. What are we going to do? You're thinking a storm. Okay. Spin the bottle, guys. Just pretend there's a bottle. Just pretend I'm spinning a bottle. Bingo, bongo, bingo. We're going with a storm today, guys. Yeah, an hour passes. Shit. I'm sorry. You're right, Norm. It's going to be windy, but it's not going to storm. Shit, that's right. Change it. No one will notice. An hour later, ugh. God, we gave a weather warning for 6 hours. It only lasted 2. That's right. Just say it's going to be sunny now. Who cares? What are you going to do about it? I don't care. I don't care. I'll do whatever I want. Do whatever I want, Deborah. I mean, that's, to me, end scene, of course. That's how it seems like it's run. It's confusing. I don't get it. It just ruins your day. You tell me it doesn't ruin your day. You know, and another thing, just to segue off that, another thing that ruins my day, it's like, you know, you say that your body's a wonderland, you know, your body's a temple. My body, it's kind of like a riddle. Because you know the riddle, what gets wetter the more you dry? Confucius say. It's, of course, the towel. But it could also be my body. More specifically, my ass. Now, I was blessed with the hips that most women would crave. You know, I got a real badunk back there. I mean, I got power. I got raw power back there. I mean, you know, sometimes I sit back and wonder, you know, if I was a white woman brought up in the Gold Coast, I could probably be making a lot of money, you know. Just flaunting what I got. For me, it doesn't really work like that. I was always self-conscious about swimming. Well, serious, like shape. I got figure. I mean, I love it, you know. I got the body women would crave, but that's alright, you know. And I'm not saying they want it, but I'm saying they want it. Anyway, the thing that makes my body the riddle is I get out of the shower, right? You get out of the shower, it's like, oh, that's sweet. I've had a nice time. I've done my 20 staged arguments in there. I sung a song. I stared in the corner deeply for 5 minutes. Ignored the mole problem again. I'll do it eventually. I'll wait till I get an infection. Thank you very much. And look, you start drying yourself. For me, though, I dry myself, and what does that do? It just makes me sweat. It's like I'm so hot. It's like my body stores all this temperature so much. I just stay so goddamn hot that right now, I had a shower before doing this. I can confirm I'm sitting on wet pants. I got the fan on. I mean, it's hot in here, but it's not that hot. But my legs, it doesn't go. I'll have to stand in the corner of my room. No towel, just 5 minutes, at least, every time. Anyone else have this problem? You dry yourself, and you dry under the armpits, on the franken beans, the legs, on the badunk, on your hair. You do it all. And then I'm just sweating. I could have a shower in Antarctica. I would get out and I'd be sweating afterwards. It's like I've just spent 5 minutes drying myself. I should be sweet. I've done those ones, you know, between the legs. The ones you see the blokes at the swimming change rooms do. Through the legs, leg full on the table, just, and you just kind of, you hop out of the shower, you've closed the door, you get out, and you just sort of, first thing you see is just this grown man's asshole. You know. I'm sure it's a nice sight for some people. For me, it's pretty alarming. It's pretty alarming. Nico, you know, I can't wait till I'm 60 and I've got that confidence, but unfortunately right now, I'm still going to wrap the towel around me and just do that uncomfortable. You know, that uncomfortable. You've wrapped the towel around you and you're sort of drying while the towel's wrapped. But you're not really, it's hard to get everything, and then you're doing a lot of that sort of squishing, and then you just sort of then, you're hunched over, and you're trying to put your undies on, whilst the towel's still around you. You're just doing that awkward, like, get the things, and then you got to sort of scrunch it up, and then once you got your undies on, you can drop the towel. You're sweet, you're golden. You've not looked like them, you've avoided the shame, but you've also been, you didn't avoid all of it. You did not avoid all of it. Anyway, yeah. I dry, and I stay wet, and it's quite upsetting. You know, it's not a nice feeling when, you know, your partner's over, and there you are. You gotta stand up for 5 minutes, like, sorry, babe. I'm still dripping, and I'm gonna be for another 5 minutes. But while I'm in this state, please do not look at me. I'm just gonna be facing the wall, and you're gonna be facing your phone, all right? And we're not gonna talk about this. Look, it's for anyone that watched last week's episode. Their video editing, goddamn nightmare. But anyway, I'm assuming that it got uploaded. Look, I'm sure some of you may have noticed. It was in the credits, but look, there's a reason I decided to wear the black top today. Do I think it makes me look good? Yes. Does it hide the mic? So does that? I mean, it kind of looks weird. I don't know. I sort of blend in with it. I blend in with the table, the mic. Anyway, the real reason is if you had have seen, especially at the towards the end there, you would have seen that while I was sweaty, it was really just one side. You know, again, you can't see it here, but I suffer from something that look, I've self-diagnosed, self-labeled it. It's called DPS, dominant pit syndrome. Look, if you follow me on Instagram, I have brought it up before, but look, it's something quite close to me. And if you had seen the video, you would have seen that whilst my right pit was flawless, not even a drop, you know, my left looked like the Indian Ocean. It looked like I had just stuck an ice pack there for 10 minutes, let it melt, and then took it out. That, of course, that is a bedtime ritual, but I didn't do that on camera. No, that's just what happens. That's just just DPS, baby. Dominant pit syndrome. The right, dry as you like. You know, it's not like it's completely moistureless. It's not the Sahara Desert, but it's a desert. The left side, literally like I just been swimming. And it's not like that was being like that my whole life. I cannot explain it. I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. But that's just my life. Okay, so is it a disability? Yeah, I guess it is. Could I claim that? Of course I could. Am I going to? No, I'll be the bigger man. The sweatier man on one side, of course. But it's like it all started, you know, as a guy. Well, I mean, as anyone. But really as a guy. Maybe it's just me. You ever get those, you see a lot of sports stars, they shave the legs and stuff. You ever get that crave? You sort of want to see what it looks like, and eventually, you never act on it, and then eventually you do. You know, I've shaved the legs. I think it looks good, baby. I'm aerodynamic. Yeah, I like it. Not right now, but it's so much work. So, ladies, I understand you. I feel your pain. But it is nicer. I prefer it, but I guess that's one tick for societal standards. They don't say I have to, so 1 point for society. Thank you very much. But anyway, I'm not talking about shaved legs. I'm talking about shaved pits. You ever get the craving? You just want to, you know, I got some hairy boys. I mean, they're nothing crazy, thank God. They're just nice. They're just, you know, standard. You know, they're just standard, babe. They're standard pits. You know, there's a reason you wear shirts. There's a reason you cover them most of the time. Anyway, you ever get that craving, that feeling? You just want to see what it looks like, you know. You just want to see what it looks like. What's wrong with that? Bit of clean pits. I don't know. I got the craving anyway. One day, like last year, I got the craving. I got the urge. I went, screw it, I'm going to do it. So, yeah. I can't remember if I used cream. I mean, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. If I did, maybe it explains it. Because after that, I got this rash on my right side. This rash appeared out of nothing. There's just big-ass rash on my arm. Sort of all my armpit. And then it was like, after a few days, like, it got so dry, and it was like I couldn't move my arm, like it was just a nightmare. Anyway, I have a big fear of hospitals. Pass out at them. I don't know. It's like my psychology. I can't be told there's something wrong with me. I broke my arm, right? Went to the hospital. I knew it was broken. I actually had to re-break it before my parents even took me to the hospital. You know, explains a lot. Middle child syndrome. Any other children, middle child, going through it, I feel your pain, and make sure you reach out to me at any time, because it has shaped my life in quite a pear shape, and I hate pears. Anyway, I'm afraid of hospitals, right? That example, yeah, I broke my arm in a game of football. Only had one sub. I've got cramps. Mate, we're 13. I don't think you have cramps, but whatever. I'll still play 30 minutes against guys that are clearly 5 years older than us, and later was proved that they were older than us. We lost 84-0, but look, I think my 25 minutes with a broken arm, that's one for the history books. You know, and as halfback as well, you know, I really steered the boys to a look. Sure, again, it was 84-0, but I think I steered the boys around the park well. You know, my kicking game was on point, and look, could I hold the ball? I could. Did it hurt excruciatingly? Yes. After the game, did my father take me to McDonald's, and we had a quarter pounder, and my wrist, did it look like there was a cricket ball on it? Yes, it did. Could I hold my burger? No, I couldn't. Was I telling my dad I think I broke it? Did I? Yes. Was he listening? Clearly not very much. Then did I have to an hour home, and then it was my sister's 16th. Did I then have to re-break my arm? Yes, I did, because I was being made to carry firewood to the fire, and I slipped over, broke it again. So I broke it this way the first time, down on the wrist, then that way the second. Then did that really confirm? Yes. Then did I have to go to the hospital and wait 6 hours? Yes, I did. Then after all this, I know it's broken. And then what happens? I get in after 6 hours again. So it's probably been, honestly, it was probably 10 hours. It was probably 10 hours, maybe even more, 12 hours. We'll say 10 hours between when I first did the injury and then when I was actually seen. And doctor goes, oh, I think you fractured your wrist. And then what happens? I pass out. And then I wake up and there's just this old lady just staring at me. You alright? I'm just like, spaced out my mind, just covered in sweat. And then he tells me what happened. And did I pass out again? I did. I might have. Shoot me. So what? Did I then get told I was going to have to stay the night and pass out again? Yeah, I might have. Pass out 3 times, even though for 10 hours I knew exactly what he was going to say. Yeah, okay. Shoot me. I'm a human. I'm only bloody human. Then they told me I was going to stay the night, and then I was freaked out, but then I got to go home, and then one thing I was looking forward to was my stash of the party lollies, and of course it was eaten. Yeah, that happened. Then the next day they bring me in, and they guess out of pity not give me surgery, which they told me they were going to. Yeah, they did. From that day, have I been terrified of hospitals? Because now I pass out pretty much any time there's something wrong with me, and I just avoid all of it. I just avoid going. I just deal with it. Yeah, I do. So when I got this rash, did I put it off for months? Yeah, I did. Did I just deal with it? Yeah. Was it excruciating? Yeah, it was. But was it better than passing out? Look, probably not. I mean, it's funny. Like, it is funny. Last time I passed out at the hospital, I'm sort of, you know, off topic, but that's Finprov, baby. I'm live, I'm unscripted, I'm real, I'm like a bag of cashews, baby. You just take a bite, you go, that was quite nice. You can have me salted, you can have me honey. I'm like a cashew. I'm versatile. I'm like a cashew. This is the cashew of podcasts. Versatile. Anyway, so yeah, it was excruciating. Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry guys. I was just thinking about cashews. I like cashews. Anyone? I'm a cashew fan. Anyway, yeah, the last time I went to the hospital, game of football, right? Seriously, the weirdest thing ever. I was stuck on the bench, even though, you know, if not the best player, clearly top 3, but for whatever reason, the coach didn't respect me, didn't want to play me. I don't know, whatever. I'm not salty. I just don't want to talk about it, okay? So cut it out. Was I left on the bench? Yes, I was. Then I come on. Centre bounce. What do? I'm a bull, babe. I'm a bull. I was going to do a moo, but... I mean, bulls moo, right? Or do they make a different sort of just... You hear that bull? You're running. Because it's probably going to die and you don't want to have to deal with that. Right. Ball goes up. Guy gets it. I make the tackle. Of course I do. Of course I bloody do. Then does it feel like my leg explodes? Yeah. My leg just exploded. Like internally, it just exploded. was the weirdest sensation I've ever felt. I thought for sure I was going to look down and I was going to be Paul George. I thought my leg was going to be snapped in half. Anyway, I just walk off. I'm like, guys, I think my leg just died. I think I broke my leg. It was the weirdest feeling ever. And then for the next few hours, I was at the game still because, didn't want to call an ambulance or anything, but my leg was looking like a balloon. I couldn't walk. It was terrible. Then later that night, I was too scared to go to the hospital still. So I had a bath. Probably the worst thing because I guess with heat and everything, my foot was like going green. I couldn't feel my toes. It was terrifying. So I had to succumb. Actually, it took me all that. It took me to the point where I couldn't feel my foot. That's how I went to the hospital. I was like, Dad, I know I don't say this often, but how about that hospital? So I go there, wait in the waiting room, and then as I'm in the waiting room, ironically, there was 3 of us from the team that all got injured that game. It was a horror game for the club, and the women's coach was there as well, and me with the leg injury in the waiting room. Just sort of, Dad went to get a water bottle because I knew it was going to happen. So I told him to get a water, and I was just sort of sitting there and had a mask on as well. It was just last year. I was just sitting there, just like. Oh, it's the worst. Anyone that passes out, it's the worst feeling. You can just feel it. You can feel it coming and you're helpless. Like there's a 99% chance you don't make it out of it. Because you just feel, you start to get tingly and you start to sort of, it's like you feel like you're dreaming. Your head kind of just gets real spacey and your eyes are sort of shutting like on you. You're just kind of seeing white and you're just like sort of just, yeah. Every single time as well, I go, oh, I think I'm going to pass it out. And then like a minute later, I guess I'm on the floor and I woke up I reckon I looked like I was drunk. I reckon I looked like I was a drunk, like just crawled in off the streets into the hospital because I was in the chair just like slumped and I'm just like sort of my ass is on the ground, arms on the back, just sort of looking up, just just sort of waking up and there's like this woman there just going, get him help, are you alright, get help, nurse, help, and I'm just sort of like, oh man, and it's just embarrassing. And I was just sitting there and it's just, you get that wave when you first come to, and it's just, I'm in the waiting room for God's sakes, and it's just like, and then you're just having to tell, like, as you're just regaining consciousness, you're just like, oh, I'm alright, just, it actually happens all the time. And then anyway, the nurses, what do they decide to do? Make it even worse? Yeah, that's right, put me in a friggin' wheelchair. They put me in a wheelchair. Oh, my dad walks in and there I am, being essentially yelled at by a woman who I guess just assumed was having a drug overdose. And then they're putting me on a wheelchair. And I'm like, oh, please, guys, it happens all the time. I got to do the wheel of shame past these teammates of mine. Just like, hand in my head. Just like, is this really happening? Anyway, I get in there and they bloody do a bit of a heart taster. And she's like, oh, your heart rate. Yeah, we're going to have to monitor your heart rate. I'm like, oh, it happens all the time. And they're like, what have you been doing? Just, look, are you sure this happens all the time? Is this the first time? I'm like, no, guys. I avoid you. I avoid hospitals at all costs. So no, this doesn't happen all the time. Can you just please, can you just get me to the doctor, please? But they had other plans because they said my heart rate was 30 beats a minute. Which is pretty low. It's pretty low. Apparently, it's low enough to put you on cardiac arrest alert. So I got put into the friggin' heart ward, which is the worst thing I could have done. And then I'm surrounded by people that are like literally dying. I've got all these machines going. Oh my god! And then they just had to like put the drip in me and stuff. I nearly passed out doing that. Oh, they tried to prick my finger. It wouldn't bleed, so then I kept nearly passing out. All for a leg. All this hours there, passing out, just. I mean, it was funny, like, the nurses loved it, It's funny when you're at least there, but, all that. You're at least, you don't want, but you do also want, like, at least if my leg's broken, at least if I get a cast and I'm in a wheelchair, I got a battle scar. No, all it was bone bruising, but it was just bone bruising right on the nerve. So basically for 2 weeks, I just couldn't walk. I had just a complete dead leg. And after 2 weeks, it was just magically gone. But I get no scar, no cast, nothing cool. Just a story about me passing out and reaffirming why I don't go to hospitals. So to segue back with the rash, I put it off for months. Then I got cream. It worked, but then apparently didn't kill it because it come back. And then now it's sort of gone. But ever since that, like now it's gone. Touch wood. Ever since that, right pit just sweats at a trickle. It's like all my sweat glands somehow, because they said it was a sweat rash. that got infected or whatever, and it just, I don't know. But I don't know how all my sweat glands seem to have gone from the right side of my body to the left. It was usually the worst. Well, I worked, like I was working at Audi, and those blue shirts, oh my god, you put your arms up, bang. I've just been scuba diving, bang. I carry a towel with me. Towel, right pit, scuba, left. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Back by popular demand, the second coming, as we finish off here, is, of course, your favourite segment of the two available currently. Talk to your Finprov providers for more. That, of course, is You've Angered Me. You've angered me. You've angered me. I'm upset with you. Frankly, I'm cross. Am I disappointed? No. Yes, I am. But that's not going to save you here because I'm actually just angry. I'm PO'd, baby. You know what's angered me? You know what's really angered me? You know when you do things against kids? I'm just preparing myself for that sort of out of contest. Cut the clip there. In 3 weeks, hear from me because I'm being sued. Because I said, you know what happens when you play against kids? No. You know when you verse kids in... just that subtle... No. No, stop that. You know when you verse kids, right? In like games, right? So for me, I went to America a few years ago as a summer camp counselor. You're all thinking it, and look, yes, was I the best? Yeah. Was I the sickest? Yeah. Did my kids love me? Yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Did I have a little fan club? Yeah, I did. Was I the guy running all the floor games, all the challenges in my pink kimono? Yeah, I was. It's called charisma, it's called pizzazz, and I've got it in spades. Alright? So don't question me again. But what angered me about the whole camp experience was we're playing games, right? We were, playing sports, playing tag, playing cat and mouse, playing whatever against kids. These kids are 8 to 12. Just because they're a child doesn't mean that I'm gonna let them win. If I'm better than a 12-year-old at dodgeball, I'm gonna prove it. Don't expect me to get that ball and purposely miss. I'll do it a few times, of course. I'm not Hitler. But on my fourth try, I'm gonna hit you, and I'm gonna hit you hard. When we were playing like baseball, like T-ball, baby, if you think I'm not hitting it to the bleachers, you're dreaming. You think I'm not sliding into base, you're dreaming. Hey, we're playing kick tennis. Sorry, champion. You think you're gonna kick to the corner, and I'm just gonna kick it straight to you? Nuh-uh. I'm gonna kick it so hard, you'd be dumb if you tried catching it. We're playing like, what's it called? Like capture the flag and stuff. Baby, I'm Team Red. You think I'm letting Team Red down? I'm gonna be star player. I'm gonna bring all the kids with me. We had this one time for 2 weeks. We had a whole plane load, not an exaggeration, a whole plane load, about 60 Japanese kids. They spoke no English, no English. Some of them you knew they did, but they wouldn't. They pretend like they didn't because they can get away with more. I mean, clever, more power to them. But these kids, right? We're playing like a sports game night that I helped organize, of course. I'm the champion, right? I was like a hero to them. I think I earned their respect. I think I showed all of them that, hey, here in Australia, I was the only Australian camp counselor. I was like, here in Australia, baby, you earned this win. And if you think I'm going to be impartial and let you boys down, you're dreaming. I'll put you all on my back. We're getting this gold medal. I don't care if it's not a real medal. I don't care if it's just an extra cup of pudding. We're getting that extra cup of pudding. I'm going to make bloody sure of it. And then what angers me about the whole thing is that you got all the other counselors, and especially, not the stereotype, but the female ones, and they're looking at me like, why you just let the kids win? No, Christy, I'm not. I'm not going to go complete, I'm not going to be like I'm Usain Bolt here, but we're playing kick baseball. You think I'm not kicking it 100 meters? You're dreaming. I'm kicking that 60 on the full. I'm going to get it to bounce. I'm not going to give him a tap. I'm not going to kick it straight to Samantha. She's 10. She's not stupid. I didn't get it. It's more fun. Just because they're little, it doesn't mean I'm going to let them win. They got to earn this win. Am I going to go as hard as I would against someone my age? No. But I'm not going to roll over. I've got standards. And you've angered me. Look, as we finish off here, I'm going to go back to the well, as they say. Go back to the old... I like the clothes off. I think it's fancy. I think it's cool. So, let me just get my... warm up the pipes, get my newscaster voice on here. A bit of ASMR for you fans as well. Alright. Hi, thank you for joining us. That was terrible. That was bad. That's right. We'll do it live. For myself, and the whole... We're gonna do it again. For myself and... Why is that hard? I guess I don't watch the news, so it's like it's hard to put myself in that mindset. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. For myself and the team here at Finprov Productions, we'd like to thank you yet again for choosing us to give you all the podcasting needs the podcasting needs that you need. As we all know, it's kind of clever, and it's like the cashew of podcasts. Look, we hope, again, from myself and the team, we hope that you have a wonderful evening, or day, or morning, or you just have a wonderful time, because it's a podcast, and you can listen to it whenever you want. And, look, hope to see you next week. Thank you very much, and goodbye.